Michael Oren with us back again, the former Israeli ambassador to the U.S. Ambassador, are you surprised? Always good to have you, by the way. Are you surprised that this much time has gone on and we as yet do not see an Iran response?
Of course, Neil, and it's good to be with you too. No one has an interest on the Palestinian side, on the Hamas side, in reaching a hostage deal right now. I think it's very, very clear. Sinwar, the head of Hamas, wants a war between Israel, Hezbollah, and Iran. That war will draw Israeli army out of Gaza. It'll bring down international pressure on Israel that will be completely unsustainable for the Jewish state to be isolated in that way. And Israeli cities will be pummeled by rockets by Iran and Hezbollah. And that will enable Sinwar and Hamas to get a better deal. What's the better deal? A permanent ceasefire. A permanent ceasefire that enables Hamas to come out of the tunnels, to declare victory, to reconquer Gaza, to mount the next October 7th, because their own leaders say they want to mount 10,000 October 7ths to destroy the Jewish state. They want Israel to give up the Philadelphia route between Egypt and Gaza. And that was the route under which all of that massive amounts of armaments were smuggled into Gaza before October 7th. That's it. Hamas wins. So they want the war. And what's on the table now in the negotiations is not that, is not a permanent ceasefire, but a temporary ceasefire, where Israel maintains control over that Philadelphia route. So Sinwar is just dragging it out because he knows that this war between Israel, Hezbollah, and Iran is in his interest. There's one way to stop it, Neil, and that is for the United States to stand up to Iran. Iran, which has not paid a single price in this conflict, but Iran, which has been the primary source of all the instability in the Middle East. Iran, which is attacking American bases dozens and dozens of times, stopping international shipping in the Mandeb Straits, attacking Israel on all borders, including even from Yemen now. Iran, which is now—
So I take it from what you're saying, Ambassador, from what you're saying, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, that even if there is a ceasefire agreement between Hamas and the Israelis— I know Hamas is working through intermediaries, doesn't want to talk directly with Israel itself, but let's say they get that. That's no guarantee that Iran still won't want to do something either on its own or through its various proxies, Hezbollah, Hamas, even these Houthi rebels who are always going after shipping in the region. What do you think?
Well, so far, the head of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, and the Iranian regime have both said that if Hamas accepts a ceasefire, they'll accept a ceasefire. So going on their word, for whatever that word is worth, the answer would be yes. That would interdict an Iranian attack or Hezbollah attack on Israel, at least for the time being. By the way, for the people in the northern part of Israel who are under intensive rocket fire, as we're speaking now, I get the notices on my phone. Every rocket fire, we get a red alert. They've been on rocket fire all night long. For those people, they will not come back to their homes easily because the status quo ante of October 6th means that Hezbollah is right along the northern border, right along the fence. You can pick your hole. I don't recommend you do this, but you put your hand to the fence, you're going to touch Hezbollah. Now, Israelis know what a terrorist organization on the other side of the fence will do to them and to their children and to their wives, and they won't come back. So a ceasefire doesn't solve the problem. It merely kicks the can down the road. We're going to have to address that in the long run. Hezbollah has to be moved back away from the northern border, the way Hamas was moved away, certainly way back from the southern border. But as a stopgap measure, I think a ceasefire would be good. I just don't see where right now Hamas has an interest in achieving one.
We'll watch very closely, Ambassador. Good catching up with you. Michael Oren, the former Israeli ambassador to the United States. Benjamin Netanyahu, to make it clear and to echo kind of what the ambassador was just saying here, wants no giving way to anything that Hamas is promising, not trusting anything it is promising for the time being. The former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, and what he thinks about that after this.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.